Hi guys, hope everybody's doing good. Today we find ourselves back in the backyard again with the back bed that Ambrose had started, and we had put in the, what was it, the limetas?
Yep.
They have gone to sleep already, or they're going to sleep already, and we haven't had time to be out here. It's been here and there because
A lot of rain.
and then that big
Then cold snap we had in the 20s, so a lot of the annuals just pretty much went to sleep already. So it's kind of refreshing because we get to clear up a lot of stuff, and that's mainly what Angie's been doing.
It's a funny feeling because nobody wants to see their plants die, but for me at this point right now, like Ambrose said, it's refreshing because it's just a beginning.
Yep.
I see it as a beginning of our new garden. It gives us the opportunity to go ahead and start picking out evergreens and just getting the garden started for next spring.
Yeah, so that's basically what we came down to here today. Is we're trying to, excuse the birds that are going crazy right now, but basically what we've been trying to do right now is, with winter fast approaching, is we're trying to get a lot of the annuals that we had from the last house in the ground. That way, some of them are perennials that we brought over and will be perennials in this zone, but we want to get them in the ground. That way, next spring, we have an opportunity to use those in the garden.
Yeah, a lot of them are still in their, well, most of, I think everything we're going to plant are still in their actual nursery containers. So I don't want to leave these guys in here. We don't have a place here to overwinter stuff. So we're going to go ahead and try to put whatever we can right now, as much as we can, into the ground so they can at least have,
yeah, definitely,
some opportunity to make it through winter.
Now, a lot of the stuff that we're putting in the ground is going to be kind of sporadic. There's really no design to the garden back here, really no landscape. It's just trying to get these guys into the ground so they survive over winter, and we'll be able to utilize them next spring. We can take those guys out and put them wherever we want to.
Yeah.
But again, there is going to be a design coming next spring in how we want to do this, and I'm pretty excited about what we want and what we have planned back here, because I think it's going to come out really nice. There's a lot of shade plants that we would have loved to use in the past, but we just didn't have that at the last house. We didn't have it in the last garden, and here we can go ahead and implement some of that stuff, like what the caladiums.
The caladiums for sure. Ferns. I love to have ferns, but we were not able to have ferns out anywhere in the landscape in the other house.
Some hosta, different things like that we can put. And I know we're throwing a bunch of names out there, and don't think we're going to go ahead and stuff this thing with a whole bunch of different shade plants. It's just kind of some ideas we have in our head and what we want to go with, but we have plenty of time from here until next spring to come up with the idea of what we want back here. We kind of got it already, but there's just so many plants that we would like to utilize.
And winter's going to be long, so especially for us people that garden, so we have a long time to think and really, really know what we're going to want for next year. But one of the first plants that I want to go ahead and put in the ground is going to be the lemon coral sedum. Boy, did we bring a lot of it. I think if Ambrose can find pictures or a video of me, I didn't want to leave any of that.
We basically had it all in the front bed at the last house, and it looked absolutely amazing.
I love it. Yeah, I love the way it looked. I have some in the front still. Probably once I'm done with the fall decor up front, I'm probably also going to bring it back here and put it later on. But, yeah, we have a lot. So, Ambrose will go ahead in a little bit and start taking the camera and show you all around what plants we have.
Yep.
I don't know if you want to do that already, but there is one back there that you've been hoarding. Is that the right word?
Yeah, we've been hoarding a lot of plants, but we'll definitely let me go ahead and show you guys exactly what we have, and then we'll start getting this stuff in the ground.
So these are the limetas here that if y'all got to see the past videos on planting them, what are the invincible limeta hydrangea, and they have gone to sleep, or they're going to sleep already because there is still a little bit of green. But we got very lucky that they came when they came through mail. They still had flowers, so we got to enjoy that. And then here's some of the coral sedum that we still have. We had bought quite a bit this spring, and this poor guy has been in there since then. Those two. And then Ambrose knows more about these guys right here.
Alright, so right here we have a Shadowland Woolala Hosta. Now this one is a perennial here in our zone, but that cold snap really did a number to them. So we want to get that one in the ground as soon as possible. This is one of the biggest hostas that there is. If you've seen pictures of it, and I'll pop one up, they get pretty huge. Don't know we have the 3 years here to get that 48 inches, but we can definitely get it growing here. Another one we have here is a Mahogany Monster Coral Bells. Now we use this one in our fall containers in the front. This one has a beautiful color. It'll get about 12 to 16 inches tall and wide. So it's a nice little heuchera we're going to use back here as well for some color. Like I said, now this is just all sporadic stuff that we're going to put in the garden because we want to get it in the ground already. Back there we have another heuchera we're going to use. We're just going to put here in the ground, like I said. I have a container back here that has some hosta and some heuchera that I'm going to take out of this container. Same thing with this one. The cold weather pretty much got to it, so we're going to get that one in the ground. Let it establish some roots and be ready for next spring. Another heuchera here. One of my favorites that I do want to put in the ground here. This is a all-gold Japanese Hanakanakola grass that grows beautiful. I'll show you a picture of what that grows like. I'm excited to use this one. Probably going to get some more for next season. Maybe somewhere in the shadier areas. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start laying out where we're going to put these plants at for now. We're going to use some biotone fertilizer to get these guys rooted in. As you can see, we're just going to start moving around, placing things where we think they might go for now. That way they winter over. But we do have quite a bit of stuff. We're just going to lay it out real quick and show you guys on camera how we're going to plant it up. And we'll come back and talk about it at the end.
We're going to start with the lemon coral seed. I'm probably going to get a little messy with that.
Yep.
So we don't know how that's going to work right now. Hopefully it stays all compact, the roots. Okay guys, so I know we forgot to explain, but we have a little lime here from what, three that we had that we brought with us?
Yep.
And we're gonna go ahead and plant it right here. I would love for it to stay here. Don't know yet though. Coming spring we'll find out, but I would love to have it here. So let's see if it'll stay here.
Alright, so with this little lime real quick, what we did is because it's a little lime, it's a little bit more compact than a limelight hydrangea or one of the bigger hydrangeas. We can keep it a little more compact by pruning it, but it's still going to spread out a little bit. So initially where we put it kind of closer to the edge over here. But we went ahead and shoved it out a little bit more just to give it a little bit more room to grow, maybe front and sideways. In the back we can probably keep it pruned just a little bit just to keep it from growing into the walkway back here.
Holy cow! You scared me so bad.
Alright guys, so with this hosta that we have here, all I'm doing is I'm just going to cut back the stuff that basically just got soggy and froze during the that day we had the 20-degree temperatures. Again, we're just putting these in the ground just to let them hopefully bounce back for spring and spread their roots a little bit more. This one I had in the container. Don't want to keep it in the container so it doesn't freeze anymore. Just cutting everything that's hanging to the soil. That way it gives it a little bit more opportunity to spruce up just a bit, but more than likely it won't with the temperatures that we're going to have soon. But it gives it an opportunity to grow some roots lower with the biotone, and that way next spring we can either take it out or just move it in a different location here in the shady area.
Okay guys, I don't know if y'all can see this right here, but I have two Magic Show Wizard of Oz. I don't know if it's a Veronica from Proving Winners. I only got to plant one this what was it, spring or summer actually. One didn't make it. I had it in a container when we moved here. Where's the little spade? So I have two left, and I'm gonna go ahead and pot them up right here because I have no idea where else to put them. They should actually, we're gonna use the text and can read it to them how hardy it is. Let them know how hardy this guy is. I think it's a perennial here.
Yeah, so this one is definitely a perennial here. It's hardy in zones 4 to 8 and can go down to negative 30 degrees. And it blooms from early summer to midsummer. So this one actually survived here, which is, it's a beautiful Veronica. It has, like I said, it's called Magic Show Wizard of Oz. We didn't get a chance to really see it into full effect. other than a little spot we had at the last house, and absolutely looked gorgeous.
We'll put pictures up if I find anything of when it was actually in bloom.
But this one is full sun to part sun, and this spot right here gets full sun and some part sun, so it'll definitely be good for this spot here.
That's the nice thing about this area back here, this back bed, that there's a lot of different lighting to play with. That's why we decided to go ahead and put a little lime right here. These guys are full sun. So if we choose to leave it here, the little lime, it would actually do well right there. Now we do know they got a pretty good size back at the other garden we had. But like Ambrose said, we'll just make sure we keep it nice and tidy and see what it does that first year if we do decide to keep it here. So there it is, and hopefully when do these Veronicas start to bloom their first?
Early summer to midsummer.
Okay, so we don't know, you know, we might see it bloom here or not. Maybe I'll take it out and put it somewhere else in the garden, but for now I'd rather have it there than have it in these containers and lose all the plants.
So another thing we're going to do is add some mulch here to the bed back here. That way it gives it some more protection over winter and maintains some of that moisture when you continue to water up until the ground actually freezes. Then that's when the roots will actually stop growing. But this will just give it some protection over the winter months until spring rolls around again. Alright guys, so for this mulch, what I use is I actually use pine bark mulch, which is a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger, and it actually retains a little bit more moisture and heat for the bed. But the reason I went with the bigger mulch, especially the pine bark, is because using the fine mulch that we were putting this bed back here in with this big maple tree that keeps dropping leaves, we were finding ourselves raking up more mulch than we were leaves, so it was kind of looking a little scraggly in the bed without any mulch and you know, any kind of, you know, color to the bed or any kind of, you know, design to the bed. We were just raking all that out, but with this bigger mulch, hopefully it looks a little bit nicer and neater, rather than just raking up all the mulch with the leaves. But again, it's a lot bigger. Pine bark mulch, we've used this before at the bottom of containers to help retain moisture and actually drain, so that's another reason why we go for it as well. Alright guys, so we're done with the bed back here. One thing I did want to address is the hydrangeas. One of the most common questions we get every time we plant hydrangeas is, when do we prune them? Why didn't we prune them when we put them in the ground? With these hydrangeas, we want to wait till early spring. Normally what we would do is prune them back in late winter, because we were in a zone 8, but now we're in a zone 7. We notice that it gets a lot cooler here, so probably early spring or when we start seeing some new growth emerge, we'll go ahead and prune those back. Same thing with the limettas back there. Those you can actually prune all the way to the ground. But again, we're going to wait till early spring when the weather starts to warm up a little bit, and we'll go ahead and prune those back a little bit. But let's move on to the rest of the bed. Angie will show you exactly what else we put in the ground and talk about some of the other things. Alright, so what do you think?
I love it. I was telling Ambrose right now, for us, you know, we said no plan for pretty. Let's just say that, you know, for something of a design. It was just to literally just winter plants and make sure that they come back for spring. I love it. It came out pretty still. I think it came out pretty. You know, I wanted to talk a little bit and ask some of you viewers about the lemon coral sedum. This is the first time that we actually get to experience lemon coral sedum in winter, and normally in places, in the last place we were at, it was a zone 8A. It was a lot warmer, and we were even experiencing to have annuals over winter through the whole winter. Not here. We know it's very different, and we are in a zone 7B now in Virginia. And I just wanted to know if any of y'all have overwintered lemon coral sedum in, especially in a zone like ours, a 7. Does it stay green? Do y'all get to see this green still, or does it just die back for y'all and come back? Another thing for anybody that is planning to overwinter this guy for the first time, don't start freaking out if y'all start seeing this so sad. I think if y'all can see it, or it picks up, the camera will pick up that as soon as you transplant it, it looks very sad. It'll, in about a week, it starts to come right back and look pretty again. It'll root quickly, especially with the biotome. But I'm happy because the hooker will have some leaves still here in winter. The hostas, those guys are going to be cut back all the way. We're just going to give them some time to root in. And then, Ambrose grass. I can't say that name. I'll let Ambrose say that name.
It's a Hanacanicola.
there you go. That one, he's been very excited for that one, so we're happy with that. And for now, we're happy with this. And maybe, like I was telling Ambrose, maybe, I don't know, bring in some pansies, or we'll see what we can do for winter interest back here. Maybe play around with it. Have a lot to do and a lot of thoughts here. Don't want to keep on rambling on, but I know I do have my eyes on maybe having a potting bench on that area right there. The one that Ambrose built for me that was just so pretty, it got destroyed on the move. That happens when we're moving. So I don't know, I think right there will be nice to have a little potting bench. So maybe he'll make me one again, or I do have one that I've already eyed on the internet that I might end up grabbing later on in winter to prepare. So you have anything to say?
Nope.
That's it. We're done, guys, and we have a lot more coming up, and we're just preparing all this time through winter. Y'all be seeing videos. We are gonna, though, if the weather permits it, first of all, because we don't know what type of winter we're gonna have out here. But if it permits it, we're gonna be working out here, trying to make sure that we get our garden ready for spring. So we want to go ahead and say thank you very much, guys, and everybody take care, and see you later. Bye-bye.